We all have the same memories of this. How long ago was that? About 2 minutes ago. See? You have a tendency to sequence time, okay? And when you do that, you're going to get old, okay? I'm a lot older than you. Okay? It doesn't seem like I am, but I was born in 1886. That'll tell you. I was killed in the First World War and again in the Second World War, and I just got killed over here again for the last time, I hope. I looked at the young Marines on the truck going up to the front, and I recognized 3 of my guys and myself were sitting there. Can you hear me at all? So I was killed on Saipan, literally. And I lost this leg, and they gave me a new leg so that I could come here and still be here. Is that what you can do with this? You can do that if you want to. You can be just as whole as you choose to be. What allowances have I given you? To die. I haven't taken death away from you, I gave it to you. See? Oh, watch me, I'll die. Here I am. I'll die again. Here I am. This is the whole practice of the atonement. You want this or not? Oh, yeah, well, no, I'll put that off. I won't die. How are you going to be born again if you don't die? You see? You're going to have to undergo the you're going to have to undergo the death experience, aren't you? How are you going to know you're whole in your own perceptual relationships if you don't bring them together? You identify that as the loss of self. I promise you that it's the finding of self. That's a sentence right out of the Course, isn't it? You think it's death. This is what you're afraid to do, isn't it? You do everything you can to protect yourself from the light that's shining right above you and maintaining this identity until it falls apart. But remember that there is no death. So you think there's reincarnation. That's not, the idea of reincarnation is the idea of sequential time. Time is not sequential. And in that sense, literally all you're doing here is living, getting ready to die. But you never die. Okay? You've used death as a solution since the beginning of time. Because what has a beginning must have an end. And if you know that you plan to born, then you have planned your own demise. I promise you this is true. Your greatest threat from me is that I am taking that away from you. You don't think it is, but I promise you that the only reason that you're here is that you idolize death. This are sentences from the Course, if you want to read them. How do you, when you read those, what do? Just skip over them real quick? And then you come to the passages that you like that say, yes, we're all going together to find it. That's just the mechanism. You literally love to die. The highest passions that you will ever have are always finally in conflict. Do you know that? Your frictions of love are inherently connected with hello, goodbye, death, love, hate, cancer. And it's impossible for you in perception to disattach yourself from that. Why? That's what you are. You have an idea that you can have emotions, that you can have thoughts. What is it that would have the thought? You don't respond to me. You say me. I say, who is that? You're a big bag of meaningless memories. But you can take all of those memories, which are in all of time, and bring them wholly together and get a single moment of a reflection of the whole idea of the reparation. That is, the truth. If you want to. What are the requirements? You have to want to. Okay? As long as you value, that's just the end of lesson 29. All of it, the whole course is this. As long as there's value to you here, right? Never mind how you define it. Please, can you hear this? It doesn't make any difference how you define it if you cherish it. You could call it love, hate, murder, you call it being friendly, you call it all of the ideas of the laws of man, okay? There's a sentence in the Course Jesus says, doesn't matter what they are as long as you think you can tell the difference in them. Listen, they're all the same. None of them have any reality in what you really are in the grace of God. If you'll let that begin to come into you, you'll start to feel real good. Why? You don't have to order your thoughts in relationship yourself. You'll consider that to be weak, I'll consider it to be strong. You'll continue to defend yourself and tell me I'm weak for not having an opinion. You'll be wrong and I'll be right, but you can't know that until you come with me. You literally can't know it. Why? You're defending yourself from your own thoughts. Blessed are the poor in spirit. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness. Huh? Resist not evil. Wow. Here's the same rug I got at my house. Did we bring this from my? Is it the same one?
It looks like
it. Yeah. You'll just use that as a means to deny me. All mechanisms are false, but you use them as a defense for not getting this. Yes, I think there may be some value in how this occurred. Obviously, I didn't get it on the spiritual path, though. I got it by giving up. And you won't like that answer. I got it by giving up, okay? I got it by seeing that no matter what I did, I couldn't succeed. That's period. Now, the outcome of that has to be demonstrated by your willingness to surrender your association with yourself. You can't get any other way. Well, I don't care what you want to call that. But you're always bringing into the situation your demand for recognition of yourself in that participation, and you're always wrong. Okay. The reason that I'm a little step ahead of you is I had a higher ego than you did. That's fact. Why? It had to be more demolished than you're willing to demolish yours. You're going to maintain that there's value in this association. There's no value in it at all until you come to know that you can't get that. The only value there would be is in your coming to the conclusion of the futility of the relationship. Yes. If you can't get that, why the hell? No pain, no gain. Yes. Your continual disassociation, everything you plan falls apart. This is, what do they call this? Bell's theorem? The reassociation of the consciousness at a higher frequency of coordinated thought form. Okay. The universe is winding up, isn't it? So every time you formulate it, since it's in time, it's contained within a tension of your own mind that must be relinquished. That will always be defined as pain. Why? The tension is inherently painful. The necessity to hold it back. You hold the pain off from you, don't you, in the formulation, say, of your life. And you plan it according to the tensions contained within your own memory patterns. They always fail finally and cave in. Really, the acceleration of time is only causing you pain, which you refuse to accept at this time. You want future pain. Okay, you identify yourself. Can you hear, everybody hear me at all on this? You're identifying yourself with future pain and future gain, which to you is the same thing. Okay, you must bring the pain and the gain together at this time, or how the hell are you ever going to get it? Okay, you can say to me, no, I have reached a limited goal. I'm now president of the largest corporation in the world. No, I've succeeded. I got a bottle of wine and I got a refrigerator crate that's going to keep me warm tonight. Those are the same things. Okay, you found a satisfaction in the limited association. Now, until you feel the frustration of the limitations of your goal, Jesus calls it your inability to fulfill your function, which is only creating. You must what? Release the tension finally and die into it. Why? It's not a statement of your own whole self. You only create. Your misidentities in the limited association cause you to miscreate within the time framework the demands you make on your own aesthetic distance, on the things that you deny are a part of you. Everything is a part of you. The admission of that is how you practice forgiveness. The last thing you want to do is hear this. Why? You're contained within your own dream, within your own perceptual association. Now, what you're going to say to me, if you don't want to hear it, quite literally, and this seems insane, but this is why it's an insane place. Literally what you're saying to me is, I would rather get sick and die than hear you. That has to be true. Why? You already have been presented with the alternative. The question is not that you don't know the alternative. The question is when you're going to accept it. I'm just giving you the whole course here. It's impossible that you don't know about it. Any denial is an admission of knowledge. You can't. There's no how to it. Acceptance is relinquishment of judgment. You just did it again. You just turned it around and wanted to know how to do it. Okay? You accept it by getting some more pain. That'll cause the acceptance. Not only that, but you'll inflict it on yourself until you get it. And you're going to study that? That's a fact. Why? Perceptual mind is what pain is. All you've done is give it to somebody over there and refuse to accept responsibility for it just incidentally. You're going to hold yourself in the definition of finding your way out of this. You can't find it unless everybody finds it. If I were you, I'd practice a little give rather than identifying. The real trick to this is don't study it, give it. Listen to me. Give what? Everything. Don't ask what. If you defend yourself in any regard, you're going to get caught up in what? Reciprocity. What are you giving to? Nothing. If you give to nothing, you're giving to God, because God to you is nothing. I'm offering you the impossible immediately. But remember, it's the demonstration of the release of your tensions, okay, that are what the miracle is. Obviously, if your perception is the obstacle to the miracle, which is nothing but whole mind, when you release that tension of association, you're whole. Why? Wholeness is what everything is. This is the obstacle. This is pure Course. This is in the preamble to the Course. I can't teach you what love is, but I can show you what the obstacles are, and they're you. I mean, love is going to be love, right? I understand this appears to attack you because you are defending yourself from it. And this is the ultimate defense. Why? I'm presenting you with the ultimate truth. Okay. You literally do not participate in your own atonement. How could you? You're the falsity. You want to respond to that? If you're false, how can you ever find the truth? Respond. Respond. You can't. You're false because you're false. There is no communication between falsity and truth. Truth is true and nothing else is true. Your needs to identify yourself are what the falsity is, right? You look for a medium ground. There is no communication between God and this. Except what? Your own bridge that's contained in your mind by the admission that you are created and have the power in your own mind. And that's what I'm trying to give you, but you're afraid to take it. Because you associate it with limited power structure, what you call perception. And you continue to defend yourself in your own miscreations with the things that are apparently outside of you. Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Everybody goes, amen, that's crap. That's pure crap. Absolute power is God. I'll do it once more for you. Power corrupts. That's why you don't want me to be all powerful. I'm inherently corrupt if I talk to you from whole mind. Anybody hear me? That has to be so. I'm a total authority and you cannot accept total authority. How many times do you have to accept it? Just once.